So Joseph is sold into Egypt. Now, when I read that story long ago as a Mormon, I cried. It touched me deeply, for I felt that was so sad. I was a little angry. In fact, I said, if I had been Joseph, I would have never told them that that was me. I would have just said, recognized them and saw them, fed them, and sent them on their way, because I do not want to be their brother. They sold me into slavery. And Judah, the Jews know about that. David was also the king of Judah. He knows about that too. Tell me about Judas. What is this about money? I see a theme. I wonder about that sometimes. But what happened to Israel after that? Well, shortly thereafter, they were all slaves. Wow. If I was in the East, which I believe in the Dharma, not the karma. The Dharma is the will. The karma is always balancing. We're not following the scales of the dragon. But nevertheless, we're always trying to make it right, for it is wrong. Make it right, for it is wrong. Wow. But nevertheless, I guess if you were from the East, you'd say, that is just some karma, isn't it? Wow. So, they were all slaves. Now I want to tell you, if the Jews had followed Jesus Christ, who said, love your enemies, do not try to exalt yourself over them, or they'll try to exalt themselves over you. Love one another. Love God with all your heart, might, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Now, if that had been the message they had spread forth, quite possibly they would not have had to gone through so much toil necessarily. For after Christ died, Jesus died, the soul of David, shortly thereafter, the Jews lost their land and belonged to the same people that killed Jesus, the Romans. I don't know if that's a coincidence. Sometimes I wonder. Why do they practice genocide in the Old Testament? The last time I read the Old Testament when I was a Mormon, I had to finally stop. Something started to sicken me. These people are practicing genocide, ethnic cleansing. Wow, you are ethnically cleansing things? I don't know if I agree, but I'm not going to find fault with you. Nevertheless, Jews know ethnic cleansing is not a good thing, is it? I wonder, and I'm not accusing you, who were the Nazis in ancient Israel? I don't know. The Nazis thought, and I know this is a very heavy topic, so please bear with me and try not to be offended. But I see themes and archetypes through time and space, and I hope you do too. Can you step back from yourselves if you are a Jew and just look at it analytically? You are very intelligent. If you were not a Jew just for a moment, what would you think about this story? Do you see a pattern? I always like pattern. Paternal, the pater, the pattern, or the matter, the mother, the matter, M-A-T-E-R, the pater of the matter, the mother and father that are one. But never mind. Do you see a pattern? It was not right. I cry every time I think about that. I saw Schindler's List. I cannot take that. They put the Star of David on these people and cleansed them. They would so much as would have castrated every one of you if they could have got their hands on you. They did it because they wanted to clean the country of what they thought was evil. We do not practice ethnic cleansing. And Jesus told you that. Anyways, I know that's a heavy topic. I love the Jews. I am, to the best of my knowledge, not a Jew. So far, I think I'm a Gentile. But you know what? There was a diaspora, so who knows? I don't know my ancestors like that. I can only go back several generations. But I love the Jews even so. And yeah, even though I'm a Gentile, they still circumcised me at birth. Anyway, I'm going to stop for a moment, and I want to talk to the Muslims next. Who told the Jews to cleanse the lands? I'm not finding fault with this. But before there was Moses, and now Moses is gone, and suddenly they are tired of wandering in the desert, and we need to do something about it. So God tells them to cleanse the lands and the cities like Jericho. I understand that. Nevertheless, sometimes I wonder, that so much fits what the Sumerians call the Enlil archetype. Enlil and his Sumerian god, we're going to go into this for just a minute more, because they were in Babylon, so they know about the Sumerian gods, even though maybe they have not gotten the Babylon yet out of Israel. I don't know. But Enlil has a priest called Marduk. He is the god of, they call Babylon. He is the storm god and stirs things up. And Enlil loves it. And Marduk serves Enlil. But ironically enough, Marduk was the son of Enki. Yet he serves Enki's half-brother, Enlil. Enlil, supposedly in some stories, was born first, but is not the heir of the kingdom, because Enki has a mother who is the oldest daughter. Enlil and Enki share the same father, for there was a brother and two sisters, an older sister and a younger. And they have the maternal line, supposedly, like what scientists would call the mitochondrial DNA that does not change. They have the maternal line, then, the mater, the waters. And Enki was from the oldest daughter, not the youngest daughter. Yet he's given dominion in the waters and the earth, while Enlil was given dominions in the earth and in the air. He is like that which is the air over the waters. The Mormons, I couldn't when I was a missionary, swim. They said Satan has dominion over the waters. Is he trying to be the heir instead again? The heir of the kingdom? Sometimes I wonder, for that fits the Enlil archetype, not the Enki of Eden. I wonder about these things, and I hope it's okay to wonder. Maybe you could wonder too. It is okay to wonder. It's a marvelous work and a wonder. So I read many things and I wonder, and I don't think that's inappropriate, do you? There is one more thing I wanted to mention about the Enlil archetype. Archetypes are patterns and things we see around us. He was given by Anu and the people that they called from the sky gods that came to earth. He was given, in the stories, he was given dominion over all the earth, even though he was the second and not the legitimate heir, even according to the people of what some people call the Anunnaki, from the planet of Nibiru. Sometimes I wonder about that. People talk about it all the time, so I hear about it. I'm not jumping to conclusions, but sometimes I think, Nibiru, Hebrew, I wonder, and I don't want to jump to conclusions, but sometimes I wonder about these. They're called the Shining Ones. But Enlil was given dominion over the earth, the airs and the earth. And Enki was given dominion in the waters. Now, are we fish? Or are we trying to keep our head above the waters? Now, I will tell you, in Jewish terminology, they have a name, and I'm not a Jew. I have just read it. It is called, I hope I don't mispronounce it, spelled Nefesh, Nefesh or something. And it means neck. All is neck. All is soul. Are you trying to keep your head above the waters and not be born again? Right? Sometimes I wonder about that. Are you trying to take the place and make the tree of knowledge of good and evil your eternal life instead? I hope not, in some way or another. I don't know, I wonder about these things, because Mormons would say, cherubim and flaming sword, you're not going to do that. But anyways, all is neck, which means all is soul, which means all is son, S-O-L, is Ra-El. Ra, again, is the sun god of Egypt that keeps coming back and resurrecting day after day. Anyways, it's kind of interesting. Some things to think about. Maybe it really is a marvelous work and a wonder.